Okay, so we are back at lot 45 in Lansing Island. The last time we were here, we left off with the underground plumbing, and we had yet to pack the dirt back into its place. Since then, you can see that we've gone all the way to blocks, and we've actually poured the bond beam up top. In the last video, we left off with underground plumbing. Since then, the concrete contractor has come back. They fill in those trenches that the plumbers leave open, compact it with the dirt, and then pest control comes in and sprays a termite treatment. The concrete contractor returns and they put 6mm plastic over the top of that pest control to lock it in, and then they dig the footers out around the perimeter and drop in their number 5 rebar. Once the rebar is in, your electrician can come out and they can put in your floor receptacles. We have 3 of them right here, and your UFA ground. This is what is left of our UFA ground. It is encased in concrete and is a type of grounding electrode system that grounds the whole house. Once everything pre-slab is complete, we finally pour the slab. It'll take a couple hours or so before it's hard enough to walk on, in which case we start to put water on it to help it cure. We let the slab cure for a few days before we load the block on top of it, just to avoid putting unnecessary stress on it. After that, block masons are free to show up and start working. They're typically going to start with their openings, with their doors, and their corners of the house, and then work their way in and then up. Above every door or window, you're going to have a precast concrete lintel that spans the width of the opening. Every row of block is called a course. Your top course is going to be your bond beam, because you can't see it, but it's hollowed out on the inside, and they've dropped number 5 rebar that goes all the way across and then down at select intervals. Block masons drop the rebar down from the top course around every door and window. You can see we have one on either side of this one. That plywood keeps the concrete in when they return, because they're going to pump it and it's going to seep its way down and come out. They have to leave these open because that's how they tie it into the slab. If you remember, there's pieces of rebar sticking up from the slab. So the 2 of those, one gets dropped down and one sticking up. They tie them together and it creates a cage around the house essentially. Before they pump the bond beam, the carpenter comes out and marks the location on the top course of these hurricane straps, because when they pump it, the concrete contractor puts those straps in place. Those straps keep the trusses secured to the block. Above our sliding glass door, we had to do an L4 cast in place beam, which is what you see here. You're looking at the forms. This was pumped the day after the bond beam. They just came back and I believe they used a different type of concrete. But this was called out by the engineer, specifically required to support the load from the trusses. With all that being said, our next step is the delivery of the trusses, and then fly them and start framing. So we'll catch you on the next one. DiPrima Homes, building luxury since 1961.